What if I told you that the biggest transformation in your income, in your business, in your life on the whole is not on the other side of finding a new strategy? It's on the other side of shifting your internal frequency. Most of the people that you look up to, that you learn from, whose books you buy, whose programs you've taken, they know this on a logical level. But because this conversation is so conceptual and it's so in between the lines, a lot of people avoid talking about it because it isn't a step by step framework. And it very much is only heard by the right people at the right time. So if you are somebody who is ready to learn on the shifts in the frequency that you need to make, I believe that you found this video for a reason. And I cannot wait to teach you by the end of this video the shifts in internal frequency that will upgrade your income. I almost imagine this like the Polar Express. It's coming up to Christmas. If anyone's watched the Polar Express, you will know exactly what I am talking about. That they catch the train to, it's one of my favorite Christmas films. They catch the train to the special place, can't remember what it's called. And there's this little bell that the main character receives from Santa Claus. And this little bell is like a little jingle. And only the children who believe can actually hear the jingle. The parents think that the jingle doesn't exist. The parents think it's a load of nonsense. This is the same conversation in business. Some people, maybe like you and me, will receive this information around the frequency and go, holy shit, that is life changing. Meanwhile, other people will go, she just rambled on for 20 minutes with no outcome. And my desire is if you are the person who can hear the bell, that you lean all the way in. And if you're the other person, just leave the video because you're not for me. Because I really want to talk so deeply about this internal upgrade of your frequency that has led to me making double this month that I was making last year, double the income in a year's time. How do we do that while pretty much following a very, very similar strategy? How did my client go on to make £1,300 in a single evening? It's about like $1,700 in a single evening, selling the same thing that she's been selling for the last month. There was nothing different in the strategy. It was an upgrade in her internal frequency. And so by the end of this video, you will know the shifts that you need to make in your internal world, in your identity, in your embodiment, and in your frequency so that you can become a match to the dream income and the dream clients that you want to be calling in. I want to start this video off by prefacing the way in which we shift our internal frequency is not by just watching a video, it's by the micro actions in every moment of the day. It's by noticing where you are pulling out of this power. It's by noticing where you lose your conviction. It's by noticing those micro moments when you see a client who drops you 6 voice notes, or you see a post that contrasts your beliefs. That is the only thing that matters, is your ability to come back to what you know to be the truth and what you deeply believe in. That is the only thing that matters. So take everything that I say, and as you listen to the words, I want you to feel them in your body. Because here's the thing with shifting your identity and making more sales and becoming a magnet to your dream clients, it is all emotional. Sales is 93% non-verbal. We process everything energetically. Money is energy. Sales is energy. You consuming this content is energy. Everything is energy. And so our goal is not to intellectualize this and make the perfect notes and go, okay, I'm going to do my gratitude every morning and that'll fix things. No, it's to actually allow our logical, our intellectual, the process driven part of our mind to soften and to allow this to really connect with that inner part of us, the emotional part, the body that is listening, the unconscious mind, and allowing that part to receive this information. because that is where we actually make change. Now, the first thing when it comes to upgrading your internal frequency to increase your income is first and foremost knowing that your conviction is the most important thing. As humans, we are always seeking to be led. We are always looking for a leader. We are always looking for somebody who bodes, I don't think that's a word, but we're just going to go with it. Who bodes, that's a word, right? Who bodes conviction. Okay, we're looking for somebody who makes us go, I feel unsafe right now. And so I seek their certainty. It's why we have politicians. It's why we have kings and queens. It's why we have leaders. It's why we have religion, because the human mind, the human brain is looking for safety. And we look for safety by looking to our North Star. Okay. What this means is your dream clients are also looking for their North Star. And you have two choices. You can be the North Star for them, or you can listen to the doubt. Now, I know what you're thinking, Evie, we didn't even talk about doubt. We're talking about upgrading my frequency. I know. But I also know there is a part of you right now that is fearing, I don't know if I have what it takes. I don't know if I can lead these women. I don't know if I am good enough. I don't know if I have enough testimonials. Do I have enough knowledge? Do I have enough experience? Am I old enough? Do I have enough wisdom? Am I too old? That part of you is the part that we are going to work on. There was a time where I really felt that. I really felt like, oh my God, can I even talk about this? Like, am I even qualified enough? And I noticed that I kept buying from women. I kept buying these women's programs. I kept buying these women's courses, these books, because the way they spoke about it was just like, this is going to change everything for you. So I'm like, oh my God, this is going to change everything for me. And so I clicked that buy button, click buy, and I get into the program that I'd spent thousands of dollars on. And I would literally think to myself, this is such basic knowledge. This is such simple concepts. This is stuff that I teach for free, but you're charging thousands and thousands of dollars for it. And meanwhile, the other women that were inside the program were saying things like, this is the best thing I've ever heard. This is incredible. And my ego is going, I literally teach this for free. I've been teaching this for years. This is on my podcast. This is on my YouTube. This is in my emails. This is in my content. Like, this is okay. Yes, it's like it's good stuff, but it's so basic. So why are they paying her and not paying me? And I realized something that I want you to also realize had nothing to do with the knowledge that she had everything to do with her conviction. Her conviction in the fact that this work was life changing led to me and countless other women buying. Now, her conviction, guess what that did? It translated into their conviction. So they're consuming this program going, this is incredible because they are matching her frequency. They are matching her frequency. Your dream customers are always matching your frequency, not just in how they purchase, but also in how they show up inside of your offers. This made me realize she wasn't better than me. The people I was buying from, the people I looked up to, they didn't have more knowledge than I do. They had more conviction. And the market doesn't reward how much knowledge you have, it rewards somebody who is willing to take a stand and be the leader. It made me realize this woman, by the way, was making way more than me, right? She was making probably like 10x what I was making at the time. Maybe more, probably more than 10x. I'm going to be real, probably way more than 10x. Okay. And it made me realize she does have something better than I do. She has the ability to lead. She has the ability to sell with power. She has the ability to talk about her offers over and over and over again. Like they're the best thing in this whole entire world. You have that level of conviction. I don't have that. So that program taught me not the strategy, which most other people were learning, but it taught me the conviction that I lacked. It taught me where I didn't believe in myself enough. And so this is the first lesson that I want you to take. People are always, and I mean always, looking for and looking to buy from the person who grounds them into their certainty, especially if your dream clients, let's just imagine this for a second. Your dream clients have tried to lose the weight before. They've tried to build the businesses before. They've tried to hire a VA before, whatever it is that you do, whatever service you have. Your dream clients have tried that shit before. And so now they're lacking in internal safety because they're a bit skeptical of themselves, of the market, and of other people. And so now they are looking to find somebody who is so incredibly certain that their offer, that their transformation, that their result will lead them to an incredible outcome. You get to be that person for them. And once again, you have two choices. You can listen to the voice that says, but I don't know if I can be that convicted. How do I get that level of conviction? It's a great question. You decide. You simply decide to, because you have to realize the consequence of if you do not decide to have more conviction in yourself, guess what's going to happen? That person is going to buy from the very person that has more conviction that isn't very fucking good at what they do. I hate to say it, but there are people out there that maybe don't have the skills that you have, the knowledge, the facilitation, the depth, the ability to communicate and really deeply understand what their dream client is experiencing. You have that. And so when you hold yourself back in your levels of conviction and in your levels of power, you not only dilute yourself and give the sale away, you also rob that other person of the opportunity to achieve that transformation. Your levels of conviction will determine how people buy from you. Your levels of self-belief will determine how people buy from you. And no one will give you a seat at the table. No one will come along and say, hey, you've qualified. Congratulations. You've reached the level now where you're allowed to be convicted. That won't happen. You have to choose, okay, from this moment forth, I am going to be so deeply convicted in my work. What would the version of me who believes in her work do? What would the version of me who is so convicted in her offer, in her transformation, what would she do? She would sell it. She would offer her dream clients the opportunity to get that transformation. And if there are any doubts, I don't know if it can, go and fucking fix that. Have the conviction that you are worthy of that. Okay. Point 2 is your mirror neurons and your identity. How do I upgrade my frequency to become a match to the dream client that I want to work with? Well, I remember that my dream client is always a mirror to me. We don't realize it, but everything that happens, everything we do, somebody is likely going to mirror you. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you could be on a Zoom call or you're sat with somebody and they do this and then you do this, or they cross their legs and then you cross out your legs? You don't realize it, you don't try, but we just do it as humans. We mirror people. And so if you are feeling powerful, she is feeling powerful. If you are feeling calm and grounded, she is feeling calm and grounded. You set the standard as the leader for how you want people to respond to you. You go first. You have to be the one. If you are thinking and feeling, my dream clients right now, they're not really moving, they're not buying as fast as I want them to. That means you're not an energetic match to them right now buying fast. You're an energetic match to them buying slowly. Maybe you notice that you're in waiting mode. Maybe you're waiting for people to sign up with you. Maybe you're holding back on posting the content that you want to post because you're like, but not many people signed up from the last post. So let me just see how people respond to that one, and then I'll create another post. You are in the state of waiting. And so you create clients that are also waiting. Maybe you're hesitating on your own investments. I had this client once. Ironically, this is also the client that made £1,300 in an evening, but that's so funny. Anyway, this client, she joined the mastermind and she messaged the mastermind group chat one day and said, "Hey guys, like what do you do when you have clients that have inquired to work with you? They've said they're really interested and then they ghost and they don't reply for a few days." And I said, "Do you remember? Just go back for a sec. Pause. Go back for a second, scroll through our DMs. Do you remember when you inquired to work with me and then you ghosted me?" She was like, oh my God, I did that. And I said, yeah. And I said, what were you feeling? She said, I was feeling scared. I was just taking my time to think about it because I was feeling a little bit scared. And I was doubtful, I was scared of like, do I have what it takes? And I said, okay, that is exactly what your dream clients are experiencing. So what most people do when it comes to sales is they see people are hesitant. They see clients that are ghosting them and they'll do a follow up or they'll get angry and they'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe this client's ghosted me. How dare they waste my time like that? Let me follow up. Like, hey, you ghosted me. Think a layer deeper. What is actually going on underneath the surface? They're in fear. Don't push them away by trying to push them. Let them come into you by creating safety in that. Be so convicted and grounded in your work that you're like, I know this is an incredible offer, and I trust that my dream clients are going to come in on their own timeline. I trust that they're going to come in when the time is right for them. I hold that level of frequency. Sometimes people inquire for Iconic and then they don't buy straight away. I'm like, that's completely fine because I trust that sometimes in 3 months' time, in 6 months' time, in 9 months' time, in a year's time, they always buy. And if they don't, that's okay as well. I trust that the dream clients will come through. And that level of trust and detachment and that level of conviction in myself and in my trust is always mirrored back to me. Always. You have to remember that people are always mirroring you. And if you want a certain outcome, you have to be that version of you. You have to be that version and allow your presence to hit, allow your frequency to calibrate her to the standard in which you want her to be. And this brings me on to my third point of devotion and detachment. The women who sell effortlessly and who leap in their income do so very often because they are detached. I know this is going to sound like it contrasts everything, but hear me out. Have you ever noticed that when you go on holiday, you make more sales? I used to have this joke with my mentor that I should just go on holiday every few weeks because every time I went on holiday, even if I took time off work, clients would be flooding into my DMs. I'd have inquiries, I'd have people asking to book sales calls, and I'd be like, oh my God, like I'm on holiday, I can't. I'm with my family. And what it led me to realize was when you are detached and you're not focused on making the sales come in. And it happened every time. It also happened every time when I was running my fitness business. Every time I would go to do a launch, and I'd be planning this launch, we'd always sell out the spaces before I'd even done the launch. And I get kind of pissed off. I'd be like, I really want to do this launch, but every single time I go to launch and I plan a launch, at least I hadn't even started the launch yet. Every time I plan a launch, the spaces fill up before I even get to send out the emails and make the post. Why? Because I wasn't focused on the sale in the there and now. I was focused on where I was going. The woman who sells effortlessly and the leaps in your income come from this level of devotion and detachment. Devotion being, I show up not because I need a result, but I show up because it's who I am. I show up not because I need somebody to buy from me. I show up because it is like this is my art. This is my craft. It is my mission to reach more incredible humans with this work. I remember I read this thing somewhere, I can't remember where it was, and it was like, treat your Instagram not as a way to make sales, treat it as you giving back to people. If I, this is where we do the be do have frequency. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I talk about this all the time. Be do have. If I had the dream outcome that I already want, let's say I had a multi-million dollar brand, every single month I made $1 million. If I was already that achieving that outcome, what would I do? What kind of content would I create? I would create content just to give back to people. If I knew that there was $1 million coming into my bank account every single month, if you knew that you had $100,000 coming into your bank account every single month, my earring just dropped out. That's very whatever. If you knew that, we're just going to go with the flow. Unbothered queen. If you knew that you had 100 million, no, $100, $100,000 coming into your bank account every single month, what kind of content would you create? You'd probably create content detached from the sales. You'd create content just to help people. You'd create content because you want to share your knowledge, share your wisdom, share the value that you've learned, right? So do that now. Be her now and watch people actually magnetize to you. Because when you stop gripping onto the sale, gripping onto who you want to buy, you become magnetic to the sales. The most repelling frequency to sales is need. It's grip, it's desperation, it's lack frequency. It's like, those guys that are they're just a little bit much. They're just like a little bit needy and it repels you. It repels you. Why does it repel you? Because energetically, the energy of need is repelling to us, especially as women. We like the energy of want. You don't want someone to need you. You want them to want you. And if you want them to want you, then you have to want yourself and you have to want clients, but not need them. It's like Nanny McPhee. You can need them, but not want them. No, you can want them, but not need them. Okay. So if I care so deeply about my mission, like I say I do, and I care about the helping women, and I care about getting this work in front of more women, I would refuse to let the outcome control me. I would refuse to let setbacks stop me. I would refuse to let whether somebody buys and pays me or not, that wouldn't impact what I do. It wouldn't impact how I post, how I sell, how I share this mission, the videos that I record. It wouldn't impact any of that because I would be moving from devotion, not desperation, not need, not attachment. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Where are you creating? Not because you want to, because of devotion. And that, by the way, devotion is the frequency that makes high level clients want to buy because it's magnetic as fuck. Where are you confusing devotion with desperation? You can't be in two chairs at once. You are either attracting your dream clients or you are repelling them because of your frequency. And the frequency of clutch, of grip, of need is repelling them. When you upgrade your frequency and you upgrade your association, basically, right? How you associate with things, you shift how you see the world, how you see yourself, how you see your clients, how you value your mission, the sales always come through. Your embodiment, your devotion, your conviction, your energy, it all aligns. It creates effortless sales. Sales becomes a byproduct of who you are. It's not something that you do. It's not something like leaping in your income doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from removing the energetic blocks and also the strategic blocks, but the strategic blocks follow the energetic blocks to get there. So if this video landed for you and if you found this really useful, I would love for you to go and watch this next video. I've got a full video training on now how do we take this energetic component and actually embed it? And what are the strategic elements behind this in our content, in our messaging, in our offers, and in our sales? We'll see you in the next video. I know this reached the right person. I trust that this reached the right person today. And I trust that you take everything that you need from this and it gives you the shift that you needed. Have an amazing rest of your day. If you enjoyed this, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.